Hello my friends and welcome. What a nice weather we have, but I'm sure that no one will disturb me today in this forest because it's damn rainy and also kind of cold, just plus 8 degrees centigrade. I decided still to hike and record the video for you. Yeah, I didn't take my fancy camera today, just this Action 5 from DJI, but still I guess the video quality and audio should be more or less okay. And today I'm gonna speak about Counter-Strike 2 drama, which is connected to the marketplace out there. It was very big, but now it's dropping low. Let me explain you. So in Counter-Strike you might purchase some of the skins for weapons, for knives, for gloves, for some certain amount of money. Yeah, you can still do so and also purchase closed cases. You don't know what is inside, you purchase them, you unlock and you'll see, oh, maybe it's kind of the rare item, but usually no. And the very rare items, they might cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands sometimes. Well, I'm not really into this market, I never bought anything out there. I just sometimes play, then I need to reset my brain after working. So yeah, you just put your brain in the shelf, you concentrate on the game. I like shooters and it's kind of the realistic shooter. By the way, it was one of my first games on PC to play Counter-Strike, the first modification. I remember this some sort of the white private building and terrorists, counter-terrorists, we stormed, we defended. Yeah, it was very interesting. By the time it was a wow shooter. Then it was CSGO and now it's Counter-Strike 2, which is kind of good sport game. Yeah, cyber sport game. And as many games, it has its own marketplace, very popular around the world. The capitalization of that market was really damn huge, $6 billion at least. But for a single day, 2 days, it lost 50% of its volume. Now it's roughly $3 billion. Oh, the rain intensified, so you might hear some of the white noise of the drops falling down on everything. By the way, I want to make some sort of the survival content here, maybe, or somewhere else, maybe camping. I have this idea, but I don't have a lot of the time because I have my another channel, which is the main one for me. So I spend lots of the time analyzing some of the information and filming videos. Well, anyways, let's speak about this Counter-Strike. So Valve, which owns, by the way, Steam and Counter-Strike, it released the patch for this marketplace, after which you can potentially craft items, plus knives and gloves. They're very easy to obtain, and from what I understood, you can potentially use some of the items to craft previously rare items. Yeah, I'm still kind of Neanderthal in this trade because I never purchased anything, as I mentioned, but that is what I understood reading some of the articles and influencers online. So the rare items, they are not as rare as before, and the value of them dropped by several times. And those people who invested their own money in purchasing those skins for the weapons, they lost a lot. There were people who lost millions of dollars, and some of them even offed themselves. Yeah, in China there was the case, also somewhere, like at least 2 of the cases I read in the news because of the Counter-Strike update. But there were some of the people who got not the rare items but usual ones, and there was the guy, I guess from United Kingdom, who just dropped those skins somewhere in a bin. He called it even useless items. But for a single day, those items, because you can potentially create something with them, so their value increased and they're now needed. So this guy alone, he earned something like $3 million or pounds. He even put the tweet joking how he can now explain everything of that to tax authorities. So some people lost, some people gained, but usually people, they do not keep those useless items, and it was a unique case, unique success, let's say. But in general, this market dropped down, especially for those guys who collected very rare items and purchased those for thousands of dollars. Well, for the average players who would like just to purchase some of the skin on weapons and play in the game, it is actually a good thing because the prices for those items, they drop down by several times, so they may easily purchase something, and maybe it's a good thing for Valve itself, but for now I'm not sure really, because there should be some time to pass and we'll find out how this market could be restructured. But for me personally, it's the signal that if you keep money somewhere in those digital assets, it's always risky because you see new update and you cannot control your own funds. So I wouldn't say that keeping money, all of the money in banks is good alternate, but I think after all it's better than in those games. And I try to remember what I purchased in some of the game. Okay, I purchased skin of Miku because I really like this character for Fortnite, and also some of the Roblox skins for my daughter. She likes that stuff, but it was not an investment. It was just for joy to play this game as you like, with not default skins. But sometimes playing Counter-Strike, I'm quite happy with default skins out there. They look really legit. Not like in Roblox, for example, but I would never keep my assets in a game value in some of the skins. No. I think it's very, very risky, even more risky than crypto. However, 1 month ago I read the article saying that Counter-Strike 2 marketplace is very stable, the most stable out there and growing fast. And you see, just 1 month after, with a new patch release, everything crushed by 50% at least, and we'll see how it could develop in the future. So yeah, there could be some of the experts who write those articles, but it's better not to trust them because you never know what might happen. But indeed, Counter-Strike 2 market was quite stable for more than 10 years. But indeed, the Counter-Strike market was quite stable for the last 10 years or even more, and was constantly growing. I think the similar stuff you may find in World of Warcraft and somewhere else. I'm not sure where else, maybe Lineage or something. Yeah, World of Tanks, of course, but I don't think you can sell something in World of Tanks, but in Counter-Strike it was possible. And still possible. The market is just shaking. I think it will stabilize itself, but for now it's like 2008 for game industry, especially for Counter-Strike. That investment, if we may call it an investment, reminds me a little of the combination of gambling and cryptocurrency. Plus NFT, because you have this visual picture, skin, or maybe some sort of the model of a knife that people purchase. Yeah, maybe I'm kind of old to understand it as the real money investment, but I think it's very risky, and the current situation really shows that it really is. But imagine if we knew about this new patch release, we would purchase lots of the cheap items out there and sell it later on for a huge sum of money. And maybe someone did like that, someone who knew the idea of this new patch. Maybe developers, friends of developers. For now, I'm not sure. I don't have any sort of the confirmation about it. But I know how this world is working, and it's not just about Counter-Strike 2 marketplace, it's about cryptocurrency in general and the stock market. There are some undercover games ongoing, and I already discussed Donald Trump's family business in cryptocurrency. Yeah, I don't want to speak about Donny in this video, but if you watch my streams and if you watch my videos, you already know the stuff. And this situation in a Counter-Strike actually shows that there are multiple of the opportunities still out there in the game industry. I think also in crypto maybe, that we still don't know, and that potentially may make you shamelessly rich. Yeah, I'm speaking about that guy from the United Kingdom. He was just lucky, damn lucky about the situation, because thousands of people, they lost everything. Yeah, I think it's as usual in every crisis. Some people lose, some people gain, and some even gain by chance. Our life is very interesting and you never know, but I think there should be some of the knowledge to play in those markets. I'm not even in crypto because I don't know how to work with that. I'm this old grandpa guy in my mind. Yeah, maybe not physically, but I don't understand how lots of the things work. I'm kind of old-fashioned if we speak about financial things. I don't think that I would have the courage to invest thousands of dollars as many guys did purchasing Counter-Strike 2 skins. I live in this physical world, and what I see, what I can touch, in that I can invest something, you know, buying apartments, for example. I don't have my apartment outside Ukraine, but still I'm thinking about it, maybe get some sort of the loan in the bank. Then I go to bank, they say to me, where do you work? I say, for YouTube. They say, okay, show us the contract for YouTube. I say, it's Google. Okay, show us the contract for Google, but there is nothing I can present to them because it's the open platform. I just received the funds from monetization and from donations on Patreon. they say, "Whoa, it's kind of weird," so they don't understand it. And try to explain to them the investments in Counter-Strike, skins, items, what? Well, maybe those kind of the banks, they're kind of ancient and they're good banks out there, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Then from one side we have this old bank system, and from another side, those kind of the crazy technologies where you can invest in some pixels out there in the server. I cannot explain it really, but it happens. Yeah, maybe it's more or less like digital NFT. And who knows where else people may invest. Those who purchased Bitcoin for $10 than it was in 2013 maybe, their income now is thousands% more. It's just crazy. So there are some of the huge opportunities, but also huge risks to lose everything, as it happened with some of the players, or not the players, traders in Counter-Strike 2, because those traders, they usually do not play this game, they just purchase and sell items. Well guys, it's all what I want to yap today about. Ciao.